Hi, my sensations. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope that you are making some time for God. Hope you're having your little devotions and just, putting God first. So, just in case you didn't get to read a chapter or a verse, come read a chapter with me. Ecclesiastes 5. And it reads thus: Walk prudently when you go to the house of God, and draw near to hear rather than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they do not know how they do evil. Do not be rash with your mouth, and let not your heart utter anything hastily before God. For God is in heaven, and you on earth. Therefore, let your words be few. For a dream comes through much activity, and a fool's voice is known by his many works. When you make a vow to God, do not delay to pay it, for he has no pleasure in fools. Pay what you have vowed. Better not to vow than to vow and not pay. Do not let your mouth cause your flesh to sin, nor say therefore the messenger of God that it was the messenger of God. It was an error. Why should God be angry at your excuse and destroy the works of your hands? For in the multitude of dreams and many words there is also vanity. But fear God. If you see the oppression of the poor and the violent perversion of justice and righteousness in a province, do not marvel at the matter, for a high official watches over high official, and higher officials are over them. Moreover, the profit of the land is for all. Even the king is served from the field. He who loves silver will not be satisfied with silver, nor he who loves abundance with increase. This also is vanity. Then goods increase. When goods increase, they increase who eat them. So what profit have the owners, except to see them with their eyes? The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eats little or much, but the abundance of the rich will not permit him to sleep. There is a severe evil which I have seen under the sun, riches kept for their owner to his hurt, but those riches perish through misfortune. When he begets a son, there is nothing in his hand. As he came from his mother's womb, naked shall he return. To go as he came, and he shall take nothing from his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. And this also is a severe evil. Just exactly as he came, so shall he go. And what profit as he who has labored for the wind? All his days he also eats in darkness, and he has much sorrow and sickness and anger. Here is what I have seen. It is good and fitting for one to eat and drink, and to enjoy the good of all his labor in which he toils under the sun all the days of his life, which God gives him, for it is his heritage. As for every man to whom God has given riches and wealth, and given him power to eat of it, to receive his heritage and rejoice in his labor, this is the gift of God. For he will not dwell on God unduly on the days of his life, because God keeps him busy with the joy of his heart. Here endeth a portion of God's holy word, and we honor it by saying, thanks be to God. Now I want to look at verse 4 and verse 5. It says, when you make a vow to God, do not delay to pay it. When you make a vow to God, do not delay to pay it. So, you say, okay, God, say, I'm going to start come at church every Sunday. I start come at church on Sundays. And guess what? You start go church on Sunday, but you start drop out couple weeks after that. So till one whole year pass and you don't go back. Listen. Go back to your vow. Yeah? You make a vow with God. Do not delay to pay it. Do not wait to pay it vow. Pay your vow. Now wait upon time and say, say next year me I go start go at church. Not no wait till next year. You say, say me this me I go start back next year and start go back at church. No. Go at church while you can. You make a vow with him, say you go to church with him. You make a vow, say you go help the needy. You say, God, me I help the needy. If you take me out of that situation, yeah, me I go help the needy. Yes, sir, God take you out of the situation and you see how much needy people and you don't help them, you don't do nothing. Don't do it. Pay your vow. You make a promise to God, pay it up. You say you're going to do this, pay it up. You made a promise. Stick to your promise and keep your promise to him. Keep your vows, right? He said, for he has no pleasures in fools. No pleasure in them. None whatsoever. So don't act as one. If you know you make a vow, just do it. Pay what you have vowed. Better not to vow than to vow and not pay. What me say? It says, pay what you have vowed. Better not to vow than to vow and not pay. So, you make your vow with him, pay it up. You say, all right, God, weekend coming, me I go give $10,000 towards something at church, right? When weekend come, something come for you know pay the $10,000 because you put everything else forward. Then next week come, you still not pay $10,000, something else come up and you not pay it and you not pay it and you not pay it. It no works so. Pay up your vow, don't delay in night. It better you never did make the vow than make the vow. Right? It's better you never say, listen, say, I'm not going to make no vow, but if I have it or when I have it, I go pay it. I go give some money. But no say, God, I promise you, I go pay this, or if you take me out of this, no bargain with God. If you take me out of this, I go pay that, or if I do that, I go do that. No. Better you not make no vow completely. Don't make no vow if you know you're not going to be able to pay it. Alright? Because if you not pay it, you bring down problem upon you. Alright? When you break your vow, you commit a sin. Yes, when we break our vow, we commit a sin. When we break our vows with God, we commit a sin. Right? And we don't want to commit no sin. Alright? We have to look upon all of this. Vows are sacred with God. It's a sacred. It's sacred. Just like your marriage. It's like you're making this vows, like your marriage or your commitment to serve God. It is sacred. All right, it is sacred. Our vows are sacred. All right, and it don't make no sense we break them, because when we break our vows, when we break our vows with God, in turn we commit a sin. Right, we commit a sin in turn. So let us continue to pay our vows. If you make a vow, let's pay it up, whatever the vow. And it doesn't always have to be in funds. It can be something else. You understand? You make a vow with God. You say, no, say, I go do this time, I go do this stuff. You don't have to be, if you say, okay, money wise. It doesn't have to be monetary. It doesn't have to be monetary, but a vow is a vow. Once you make it with God, it is sacred. It is sacred. And once you break it, it becomes a sin. And guess what? There can be dire consequences of breaking these vows with God. We can't get ourselves in a trouble with God, failing to pay to pay up our vows. So to continue and to be on the right, but if you know, you better you not make no vows sometimes. Even me, sometimes I go to church and there's a say for instance, if you give some money for something, you say, you know, say you put up your hand or you write down your name and you say, okay, I'll contribute. Hey, when the time come, no money, you don't get for contribute. You understand? Me should make the vow. Better me say if I have the money or not write down my name. Yeah? That is so best. So listen, guys, going on further, let us think twice before we make a vow with God. Because those vows are sacred. And when we break those vows, we commit a sin. Right? So going forward, let us do better. All right? And if we make a vow and if we make a vow, let us pay it off, no matter what it is. As I said before, it doesn't have to be monetary vows. It doesn't have to be financial vows, right? It can be a vow for anything. So once we make those vows, let us pay up those vows. God bless you, my sensations. Love you.